Hello, I'm Mary Hill. I'm a cleaner by trade, and the reason I wanted to sell my house was because we wanted to retire, because my husband has not been very well lately. So we decided enough was enough and we were going to go and have some fun. So we went through a few other agents, and we were quite disappointed. I won't go into the details, but then I was having a bit of a mutter and a mumble to my friend at work, and he went through his phone on one of our tea breaks, and he said, "Try these," and that was Springbok. And so we rang the number, and I believe they said leave a message and they would get back to me, which they did. I think it was the same day or very first thing the next morning. And I haven't looked back since. They've been absolutely brilliant with us. They've been understanding when my husband hasn't been very well and I haven't been able to get back to them straight away. And because I'm not very good at emailing, they were very good at texting me and reminding me when I needed to fill things in and the stuff was on its way to me, because they sent most of it by post at my request. And let's say they've just been absolutely wonderful, really kind and understanding, and they've always got back to me within a day or so, and I would certainly use them again if ever I did have another property or wanted a property. I contacted them, I believe, around about the middle of April this year, and as I say, they got back to me within the next few hours initially. Then there was a few phone calls backwards and forwards, because I needed to contact my daughter, who's also on the mortgage. So I contacted her, she agreed, she said, right, fair enough, to give out her number and let them contact her as well if they wanted to. And she gave me her email and all the rest of it. And then they said that they'd send somebody down to do some photographs. It was at my convenience. And then gentleman came down. He went all around the house. He was ever so nice, ever so polite. And he took photographs here, there and everywhere. And then he said that he'll be contacting Springbok. And they rang me and said, "Mary, I've sold the house." And that was it. They'd sold it. And it was the same person that went all the way through. There were a few things he wanted to do, a structural survey and some bits and pieces, which we let him do. It was just the fact that they were so good to us. They were so understanding, because I had to cancel a few things or I couldn't get back to them straight away because of my husband being ill. And it was, "Fine, Mary, don't worry about it. We'll just send you this, and if you just look through it and obviously get your daughter to look through it." And that was it. They didn't hound me. They didn't make me feel awkward in any way. And anything that I didn't understand, the young lady explained. I just had to pick up the phone and say, "Hi, can you get back to me? I'm worried about this, or I'm worried about that, or I don't understand it." And she got straight back to me, or she'd text me back and say, "Don't worry, are you going to be there at 10 o'clock tomorrow," or whatever. And then she'd ring me and contact me, or she would put the whole thing in a text clearly so that I could understand it, because I'm not up with all this emails and everything. I had should we say, I learnt to type on a manual typewriter. That's how old I am. So yes, word processors were the new age thing in those days, and they're long since buried. And then they helped me find the solicitor. They came back to me and said, we're doing his solicitor as well. We've recommended one for him, and we think this young lad would be very nice and helpful to you. And true to their word, he was just as good as they were. He was brilliant as well. So I can't find any fault with them, to be truthful. So I would recommend them over and over and over.